Hello? Hey. Hi. Hi there. Howdy. Mister? Hey. Hey there. Hi. Hello? Hey. Hello there. Hello there. Hey, mister. Hey. Hi there. Howdy. Hey.
I've been bad at video games for as long as I can remember. Try as I might, I just can't get good at any of the games I play. Don't get me wrong, I do fine. I can generally hold my own in competitive games, I'm fully capable of completing difficult campaigns, and I'm sometimes able to keep up with my friends who are generally pretty darn good. Still, I always wish I could be better. I've always felt that I lack that consistency that I wish I had, where I could say, yeah, I'm pretty good at X game, and actually feel like it's true. I tend to have flashes of great play, and then sink back to just okay, or even down to straight up not very good. In fact, the clips that I'll be showing here are pretty much all highlights, and I can tell you for certain that they are few and far between, and I mean, it's not like I'm recording the lowlights. So what I've come to learn in the last few years of futile attempts at getting good is that sometimes it just doesn't work. I've also learned that being bad or just okay is actually totally okay. Let's talk about why it's okay to be bad at games, why it's also okay to be bummed out about it, and how to get past that so you can enjoy what is supposed to be a fun hobby. I started playing games back in the Super Nintendo days, and I don't think I ever completed a game on that console. To my credit, I was like 4 years old or something, but that trend continued into my PlayStation 1 and 2 days. It continued into my Game Boy Color and Advance days. I would constantly run into some stupid spot in some game that I loved and just get stuck and quit. Don't get me wrong, I give it a solid effort. I cannot tell you how many times I was bested by that son of a bitch duck with boxing gloves in Croc Legend of the Gobos. That duck... It got to the point where it felt like that duck had killed my family and I was trying to avenge it, and it was like one of those dreams where it's like you can never run fast enough, or you're in an arm wrestling match with Jim Carrey or a knife fight with Jim Carrey, and it's like you're surprised at how strong he is and how weak you are. It's kind of like that. You get what I mean. I couldn't beat the giant ballet robots in Tiny Tank. My dad had to beat them for me, and his only prior gaming experiences were Pong and the original Super Mario. So I'm getting upset all over again just thinking about this. Anyway, all this goes to say I'm not very good at video games. Never have been, never will be, and while I'm now okay with that, for a long time I wasn't. So let's first talk about how it feels to be bad at games. Depending on the games you play, it really might not be all that bad. Games like Minecraft, Animal Crossing, Stardew Valley all have pretty mellow communities and gameplay loops that are very noob friendly and accessible. And that's awesome. They're fun games and they're a blast to play with friends. The thing is, sometimes you just want to play some competitive games. Competition is fun. It just is. I don't know why. For me, it's way more fun to play a competitive shooter type game than trying to play against way too easy or way too hard AI. I graduated from college in 2016, which makes me sick just to think about how long ago that is. Anyway, some of the best times my friends and roommates and I would have without alcohol or heavy petting came from hitting the sticks in games like NHL, FIFA, Madden. Pick any Call of Duty from 2012 to 2016 and you got it. And the Big Bertha of them all was the original Destiny, especially after the Taken King expansion. And to be fair, I was pretty decent at games like NHL and FIFA, but overall, no. My KD in Call of Duty was always right around 1. I might be even romanticizing the past with that number. It wasn't that great. Whatever. That's fine in games like Call of Duty and pretty much any sports game, but when you start getting into more competitive game modes like Search and Destroy in Call of Duty, Trials of Osiris and Destiny, you start to get frustrated. Those games have always been favorites for those friends of mine who were more skilled at games than myself. I always acted like I didn't like playing those, but the truth is I just didn't like how bad I was at them. They're fun game modes. I enjoy them. I have fun winning. I just suck at the losing part. Actually, to be fair, I'm pretty good at the losing part. I just don't like it. I would flat out avoid the more competitive game modes because I didn't want to drag my friends down and be a burden. And that sucked because it either left my friends playing game modes that they didn't enjoy as much so they could play with me, me, us playing the harder game modes and me tanking our team, or us playing separately, which might be the worst option. Overall, what I'm saying is that it sucks to suck. Sorry to go all millennial Facebook comment on you guys, please forgive me. So let's get into why it's okay to be upset about this. Some games have ranked multiplayer modes where there's a limit to how many rankings apart members of a party can be, and this makes perfect sense from a balance perspective. It keeps lower ranked players from getting too discouraged and higher ranked players from getting bored. But when you suck at games and can no longer play ranked with some of your more skilled friends, this can be a serious bummer. This comes back to my college friends. Most of them were just a good deal more skilled at video games than I am. When we lived together, it wasn't such a big deal because we could still all play at the same time and feel like we were playing together. Once we graduated, moved all over the place, started being cogs in the corporate machine full time, became more of a problem. Video games are a big part of how I can keep in touch with my friends so often. We usually play together a couple nights a week at most, and that's when we can all somehow sneak away from our responsibilities and hang out in Discord while we play the sequels and remakes of games that we used to love. Each time a skill gap makes it so that we can't play the games that we want to play with the people we want to play with, it feels like this could be the thing that finally makes us drift apart in the same way that we have with so many of our other old friends. Anyway, friendship is magic and yada yada yada, we'll be fine, but it still sucks. Even when there isn't a friendship on the line, there are other factors that make lack of skill in your game of choice feel like a serious blow to morale. I have a hard time finding enough time to get even halfway decent at a game these days, and it's not like my ability to quickly pick up mechanics and specifics of a new game are going to get any better as I get older. I start to feel like I'm running out of time. I know I won't ever just stop playing games because it's something I love to do, but I'm not going to get any better, just like I'm not going to get any younger. I mean, I'm turning 28 soon. That's like 69 in POG years. Full disclosure, I highlighted that joke in my script. I am so proud of it. I am only making this video because of this joke. So now you've listened to me whine about how much it sucks to be bad at the Nintendo PlayStation movies, but here's the whole point I'm trying to make. It's okay to be upset about being bad at something you enjoy. You might find it embarrassing to get down about something that doesn't really matter. It's just a game, that's what you'll say to yourself. And yeah, that's true, but what's the point of anything if you don't give it the weight and gravitas? If you think that soccer is silly and pointless, why would you care who wins the game that's on TV at the restaurant? You wouldn't. That's the point. Your life is full of things that only mean something because you think they do. Are there more important things in life than video games? Yeah, of course there are. There are a lot of things in life that are much more demanding of your time and energy, but that does not mean that you should feel like an idiot for getting invested in games. If there's something you enjoy and it gives you some kind of respite from the stresses of everyday life, and this is the key part, as long as you're not using them as a way to avoid actually taking care of your responsibilities, then who is anyone to tell you that your hobby is stupid? Burping. If you get your shit done at work and at home, your free time should be spent on what makes you happy. I'll keep trying to make more of these videos for you to enjoy in your free time, so don't forget to like and subscribe. So how do you get past this? How do you get yourself to just enjoy the game, get over the feeling of being bad, and not feel like you're dragging your friends down with you? And honestly, I don't really have a good answer. It's not all that easy. It's doable, it's just not easy. The easiest place to start is probably just to remind yourself that your friends are your friends for a reason. There's probably more to your friendship than the fact that you complement each other's play styles in Overwatch or whatever. I've never played Overwatch, but I'm pretty confident that that will make sense. If you get along with some strangers you met in Lord of the Rings online, it's probably because you have more to offer as a person than healing spells. I don't know, is that better? What I'm saying is you have friends no matter how virtual because of you, your personality. Even if you've never met in real life, if you enjoy talking with someone online, just tell them that. It doesn't need to be weird. It probably still will be weird, but that's okay. A moment of vulnerability is worth it for a lifetime of buddies, as my old grandpappy probably said. Once you have acquired friendship with others, it's time to befriend yourself. You wonderful son or daughter of a bitch or a bastard. You're playing video games, that's pretty sick if you ask me. If you can't hang with the big cats and the competitive game modes, maybe it's just not for you, and that's okay. If you have the time, keep practicing. If it doesn't work, at least you tried. There's so many games and modes out there, you'll be able to find something where you can at least hold your own. Keep in mind that if you're not having fun, you're probably losing the point of why you play games in the first place. Like I said earlier, things like this are only fun if you want them to be. Sometimes part of the fun is grinding to get better. If you have time to do that, more power to you. I wish I could be you. I wish I could fly too. But here I am, sexy and on the ground. For the rest of us, we just have to remember that it's okay to be bad at games. I know that this kind of goes against the things I've been saying, but it it is also just a game. Sometimes you have to become what you hate so you don't hate what you've become. Old and busy. I'm lucky in that I can always fall back on my good looks and tall height, but everyone has something that they're good at. At the end of the day, games are meant to be fun. Don't let yourself suck the fun out of your own life. So anyway, that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you either learned something or at least watched. That's pretty much all that really matters. But if you like it, like and subscribe. Next video will be better, I promise.
What the
Oh my
F?
god.
What
Wait, what?
the F?
What?